And we are live. Hi, Olga. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm great. What about you?
Pretty good. First of all, thank you so much for joining in. I am super excited about what we are going to talk about today. Super interesting topic. Something that I've myself liked a lot. But yeah, before we jump in and before I hand over the stage to you, just a quick warm welcome to everybody. Hi, hello, good evening. Thank you so much for joining in from wherever you're joining in. Welcome to yet another podcast. And today I have Olga with me. She leads security and compliances at Zencoder. And today we'll be talking more about, and in a chilled conversation, talking more about how you know security and compliances play a very vital role in AI first driven development. I mean, it's been the next big thing here in the whole AI space, and compliances. I mean, you cannot move them, ignore them at all. So, so yeah, Olga, the stage is all yours. Would love to know more about you. Would love if you can introduce yourself to the audience, and then I can, start with my questionnaire.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shantanu, first of all, thank you for having me here and giving me a stage to speaking about such important thing as the security, especially now when we have AI everywhere. So yeah, I'm doing security compliance and technical operations at Zencoder, and maybe we were one in the first 10 companies who achieved the AI compliance certification. So it's like a hooray for me. Absolutely excited what's going on. Absolutely, like it's unknown water for all of us. I mean, it's like changing whole standard understanding and about security in general, about about software development security. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things we can chit chat about.
Awesome. I think we can get started, and we have a bunch of questions and bunch of queries to cover. So first things first is just want to set the stage. Just wanted to get a glimpses about your perspective about AI first engineering and security. So how is essentially AI changing the way engineering teams think about security today? So what's your thought on that?
It's like a dramatic shift, because like before, if we're thinking about security, it was static, so like you just had your vulnerability scans, you tried to make sure that your code is safe, you tried to make sure that there is no like loopholes or some I don't know, backdoors for cracking you. And right now it's absolutely dynamic. You cannot anymore leave it for later. You need to do it like actually before you start doing anything in engineering. You still start thinking about, because it's all about data. It's become like more about data, about how we work with the data, how even not we, how AI works with the data. What is happened with the data, in which context, how models, I don't know, will interrupt the data, how model will make some decision. So I think it's become more like an advanced level of prompt injection. It's more like a models drifting in absolutely different ways, and we still cannot understand how it's happening, because we still running for them more about speed, than like actual thinking about like a thoughtful thinking about what's going on, how the model making decision, like how AI is at work in general. So I think we will work with the consequences a little bit later. But right now, when if we're saying about like what engineers should first think when they thinking about security with AI, it's data first, So like right now, I think it's not like that important to still important. It's super important, but it's like a standard thing. It's like just as a wake up in the morning, so your apps have to be secure, but now you have to think about how your data interact with AI.
100%. I totally agree. I mean, I've also come across a few situations wherein I saw people leaking out their ENV key, especially people who wipe code ENV keys to the database, and even in some cases I saw people leaking out their security keys specifically to their production databases. So in these cases, this is just the start, by the way. So how do you think AI tools essentially introduce new kind of vulnerabilities that we are not yet prepared for?
Um, maybe the most that I'm worrying about, it's prompt injections and data poisoning, because we cannot really control it. We cannot really scan it somehow. I mean, normally. So it's only you can do it. You kind of following the behavior of the AI. So you're trying to catch all the like non-standard situations. You're trying to I don't know, you set up some special log system, AI agent log system, that is actually catching all the strange behavior about itself.
Mhm.
So because I don't see right now clear way how we will deal with this. It's still like we're still learning.
Yeah,
It's for everyone. It's like a normal, absolutely, because I know we are like toddler right now, 3 years old. AI in general, I mean, like when it started to be viral and broadly used. So that's these two things, maybe the two most important for me right now. I can say that it's also important, what AI generating. But if we're speaking only about AI coding systems, so we kind of a little bit more safe here, because what can be biased about coding. Still, I can't find some examples, but it's not about religion. It's not about the nationality. It's not about politics. So we kind of save a little bit here, but the maybe most important thing is, again, I'm back to my first answer, the data. In most risky, most vulnerable, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, vulnerable thing, it's data poisoning, and how model will behave with this data posing, and how it will interact with a huge amount of users. So like a antiviruses can catch this behavior. Just like, okay, respond from the AI, and people is over trusting AI right now. So they will accept it like it's okay, it's AI told me, like it's Google told me, or something. So yeah, maybe this one we are not prepared, and only weapon I can think of, like a defensive weapon that I can think about, it's critical thinking and risk assessment, and just step by step improving our defense system from this stuff.
100%. I totally agree. I mean, as you said, AI and data, when they run in a blind spot, and that creates a lot of hampering for the engineers who were essentially using it right now. So, when we talk about the real world challenges, we have a team of around 60 50 people who are actively using the AIs, AI engines, AI agents to build out and build exciting tools for the users out there. So, I mean, since you work closely with those folks, so my next question is around those lines as well. Is what are one of the biggest challenges and security blind spots that you've seen with the AI first teams?
First one is over trusting.
Hmm.
So, like, can I trust the outcome that I get from my like output from my input? Can where this data came from? Is it real data, or it's generated by AI? Fantasies of AI. So, like, again, we need to double check everything, like, and we will help also all the models, and report if the actual AI generates some stuff that it's non-proven, and you cannot find the sources that prove the outcomes, the data. And the second one, and I meet it a lot right now, and it's actually something that I'm really worrying, that a lot of systems, AI agentic systems, MCP servers, they have kind of too much of control, like, over permissive APIs. And sometimes I don't understand why in this case, like, your AI agent should have this much of APIs. So I hope so, like a closest future will have it's more in more transparent custom way, so you can really be precise about permissions you giving to your AI agent, and what you're allowing to do to your system. Because, like, it's huge risk if you rely on AI, which is not really we can 100%, like we cannot be 90% even be sure that every outcome, every action is right, is correct, and agent can make some actions from your name. So in this case, we have to think closely and think a lot about how to limit AI actions so that it's not do the dramatic changes. So it's it still can be revertible, even if, again, as people we also do in some stuff, that we have to roll back. But with the AI, we need to be able to to catch it close, earlier than later, and has limited impact on the system from the perspective of security.
Super, super. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that insight, Olga. So, as you work closely with enterprises as well, and with your past experiences, even with Zencoder, and I know how cumbersome it is to go through all of those compliances documentation, and I know how bothering we are, when we need a new tool. We come to you saying, "Hey, Olga, come on, please help us out with this." So, with being all of these governance and risk management stuff, so my next question is around those lines. Now, how can companies essentially balance their innovation using AI with these governance and risk management? As you know that new AI laws are coming into the picture, new governance are coming to the picture. So what's your thought on that?
So start to embed security and compliance earlier than later. Do not leave it for later. Do not be afraid of AI. It's already there.
Yep.
Genie is out of the bottle. We cannot put it back. But the earlier you're starting to think about AI with in a bundle with security, so then less problems you'll have. So I don't know. Actually, it can be super helpful. You can integrate AI as a, I don't know, policy as a code. So you kind of creating some agent that is actually in real time checking your code, not not as a vulnerability scanner with predefined this vulnerabilities. It's acting as a actual kind of human being, with the understanding what written there and maybe what you have to be worried about, and try to catch it on the ongoing terms. Also, probably you have to, not probably, but you have to be transparent what's going on with the system, with data, where the AI interacts, where the human in the loop interacts. And so, and on a current basis, I believe so human in the loop is a must, because again, still we cannot be trusted, not because AI bad or good. AI, it's just tool, but we still calibrating it. So maybe the just involve all the possible risks, but in a sober way, not try to not to try to overreact, not to try thinking, okay, Terminator will kill us all. It's just tool, use it, but be smart, and just ask all the question from the system. And of course, if system not do not cover their how their I don't know system design looks, how they interact with the models, how the data living inside of the contour, outside of the contour when it's leaving to the AI model. So then be worried, and try to maybe leave it for later, these tool, or at least do not use it on a data sensitive system.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I have interesting case that opened up in one of our community members, by the community members. So this folk was essentially, using out Zencoder and other toolkits, wherein he had some sensitive data, and unfortunately, the agent pushed the code directly into GitHub, and his keys got revoked. So with this, he was blindly trusting AI in that case. None of the agents out there in the market can essentially take care of that until and unless you give instructions out there. So same in case with hardcore engineers who are now reliant on AI to build out toolkits for them and assist in case of building out new products and stuff. So how can engineer essentially build out transparency in AI driven development systems?
First of all, be transparent, where you're using AI. It's a main thing. So like again, it's not bad to use AI, and again, AI will not take the job, your job, but people who actually adopted AI will, So I like this phrase. And also like we can use AI, for such things like a documenting what we actually have done with the code, like a explainability of the code, of the changes, and everything, and be absolutely transparent where there is AI and where there is a human, and so even if I don't know, some dramatic situation happening, even if there is, I don't know, some key revealed, or hard coded into the, into the plain text or something like this. So just be sure that it's marked with the okay, it's generated by AI. So maybe in this case, engineers like when we have like I don't know PR request approval. So we can at least engineers, which is doing the review, can be more careful and check the pieces that was created by AI. Like they can be like a double in double attention to it, and just trying to think twice if it's okay, if it's good, if it's not like doing some changes that cannot be undone, or I don't know, will hurt the system dramatically. So yeah, probably just in this case be honest with yourself and with the other that you're using AI, where you're using AI, why you're using AI, and explain that okay, here I did with AI, but here's my involvement as well as a human being. I actually think about it. I did my critical thinking on this piece of code, and or I don't know, even text generation, whatever it is. It's for everyone, not only for code writers. And they're like from my human intellect, I decided that it's good to go. I think.
Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting take. Well, actually, that brings me to a very interesting point. So, since AI is now accessible to everybody out there, a lot of non-technical stakeholders are essentially using it to build out internal tools, build out small nitty-gritty integrations and automations and stuff. So, AI risk is everywhere. So, how does these teams communicate, or the security team in general, communicate risk to the non-technical stakeholders? I mean, how does that happen?
So basically, I'm trying to just be really life exampled, So you kind of showing the situation like, okay, AI can do, I don't know, generate some financial data, and here is a potential liability or risk. So think twice, or you still can use AI for the, I don't know, some data analysis, but you cannot send all your data to AI. You should be smart. You need to ask AI to help you, just to be your assistant. Like do not think about AI as other person who will do your job. You cannot delegate fully your responsibility, but you can ask for a help, and AI will like help you, like suggest something, suggest the solution, suggest the formulas, or I don't know, suggest the analysis pattern how you can use, or even like we'll share with you some well-known patterns for analytics or whatever it is. Also, it was amazing exercise when we have done ICO 42001, and we had to do the impact assessment report. And impact by itself, not bad and not good, it's impact. So you just explain to people that they are we responsible. We are the frontiers of AI and bringing AI to the customers, to the people. We're responsible which impact we bring in with ourselves, with our product. So just explain like okay, we brought to you, let's see, speak about the encoder. We bring to you AI coding agent, AI coding helper. So we can see about negative scenario that, I don't know, you will lose your job. It's dramatically negative scenarios, and then people who has this doomed way of thinking, they will think about only, okay, AI will take my job, I'll never use AI. And positive scenario, when the AI help you do 3 times more than you actually able to do, when you don't need to figure it out into the, I don't know, monkey job, when you can use AI, to help you with the day-to-day, I don't know, boring job, and you just can be more artistic, even in the coding. Even in coding you can be artistic, and have like some free mind to think about some optimization of the system, etc. But you're always thinking that, okay, positive scenario, it's I'll do more, I'll be able to improve systems because I will have my free mind. And in this case, like the outcome is absolutely different, but again, still I have to think what was the outcome, what the liabilities, what their potential threats. Critical thinking, I think it's my like mantra for last 3 years, like critical thinking. AI and critical thinking is like a pair that always have to be together.
100%. I totally agree on that. I mean, as you just said before as well, right? AI is pretty toddler right now. It's still growing. It's still in the nascent stage of development. And I heard somewhere that what we have right now is just 90%, sorry, just 10% of what AI is, and still 90% is unexplored territory. So future is bright. And jumping into the future, I have a few futuristic questions and few thoughts that I want, just wanted to ask you on that. So, what frameworks or best practices excites you the most in the AI security space?
I think I'm pretty closely for now looking into the how the big labs, how the LLM teams working on the like the finally start working not only about the quality of the generating, not about the speed and like a kind of precise responses, but also about the kind of vulnerable stuff, and it's really interesting how we will train the data provenance, like model misuse testing. It's actually like, it's okay when someone will use AI coding agent for give me a recipe of spaghetti, but if someone will use it, let's create some, I don't know, weapon, so maybe it's not really nice. So, and it's kind of like a start to be this scientific topic, when you start like now you have a lot of data, now you have a lot of models, and they doing amazing stuff. You can be more precise about like how they doing this stuff, what they stuff they generating. And are you going to trust, kind of supply chain? Because still, like AI supplies you some information, and how much you can rely on it. So I think it's for me right now in the security space, it's like absolutely amazing, and I'm kind of like having my these small pose, and looking how the system will change, how it will evolve. And basically, it's actually because of this. So maybe the artificial intelligence will become more human intelligence, because we'll start thinking about something like this. I hope
Interesting.
so. At least we still don't know how our brains work. So, but in a way, I think it's interesting where it's going.
100%. I totally agree on that. I mean, um, as you said, AI is unpredictable. You don't know where the spaces go and what comes new. Well, actually, that brings me to my last question. And as a security expert, Olga, just wanted your thoughts. So, what is that one piece of advice that you would give as a security expert to engineering first teams, AI first engineering team? Sorry.
Um, do not wait until regulations will tell you that now AI is secure. You can use it. No, start using it already. Keep in mind that you can be the person who is actually building the secure AI, even like on your small place in your company, whatever it is, on your I don't know, country, company, home, whatever it is. Be responsible how you're using AI. Be smart about it, but do not afraid of it. It's your helper, and it's already proven. It's not an experiment anymore. So it's already a part of our life. It's become the tool, same as just before we had, like, I don't know, we worked in terminals, then we start working in IDs. Now we have AI chat, agent, and it just become your part of the life. So do not be afraid of it. Do not wait until it becomes secure. And actually, those who will adopt AI and will think about AI as a critical infrastructure in any part of life they do, so those will win in the long-term run.
Interesting. That's a beautiful thing. I think that almost brings me up to the end. I don't have any more questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I can bring up on the screen and I can help you answer. If not, if you're already part of our community, feel free to drop them in our Slack, Discord, or even you can send us an email, and I can make sure that it gets answered from Olga. So
Yeah,
yeah, once again, thank you so much, Olga, for joining in. It was lovely having you today. Great insights. I mean, I loved the whole conversation. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for everybody who joined in today. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay secure, and don't get afraid from AI. That's all I have to say.
yeah, same here, and it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope so that we convinced a lot of people that AI is not scary thing, and you can use it. Yeah.
100%. Thank you so much once again, and I'll see you again next week with a new guest and with a new topic. Till then, take care and have a good day, good night from wherever you're signing in. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.